Hey, I was at my mom's recently and I found an old journal at her house that I had back in 1997 is when I started this one. And initially I was thinking about reading some of the passages out loud, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought about how I didn't want to hurt little me and her privacy. I don't want to invade my own privacy. I don't want to put all that out there because it's still private. But what I do want to say about it is, oh, gosh, I've just been able to reflect on a lot of the things that I wrote about in here, and a lot of the passages are very, I don't know what the word is, symbolic, ironic, I don't know, about how I really craved community and connection and people in my life that were willing to give me uh, anything, I guess. Because I was very much looking for external validation and in friendships and in hopeful romantic relationships and in just other people. I was not very secure in myself whatsoever, and it's sad. It's very, I don't know, it shows a lot of the things I was doing to appease others and make others happy around me. And I just had no idea who I was at that time. And that's kind of what I found out about myself in this book. But then it also kind of opened my eyes about, well, obviously the need for community that I had when I was younger, and how I didn't really know how to seek it out in a like appropriate manner at my age. And therefore, I was then looking for it like in the wrong ways with the wrong people. And I'm very impressionable. I'm a very impressionable person. So I'm very fortunate to have ended up the way that I have, in a more positive way, because I feel like I could have easily gone down the wrong path because, again, I was very impressionable and very young and had no thoughts of my own. And I feel like I'm rambling, but there's something to it, I think. So when we lived in Germany, I was finding community in friendship groups that I met through school and on the playground and then friends of friends, because that's how I was used to meeting people, was through other people. And then I felt closest to people that had similarities to me. So I had two friends I didn't live with them, that I had while I lived in Germany. They were both very influential in my life. They both were very important in my trajectory and like how I grew up. And they both had roots similar. I don't want to say they were both from Bosnia, but one of them was definitely from Bosnia as well, actually, and one had roots like from Croatia. So they were both of the Balkan region, and I think that fact made me like really connect with them because those were similarities we had. And especially one of the girlfriends there, Alex. Her name was Alex. Her and I actually, she made a huge impact in my life. And actually, what's really cool is when I started this channel, I sent her like a couple of videos because I was hoping it would kind of connect us again, because we are friends on Instagram, but neither of us were like very active on social media. And when I sent those to her, she sent me videos back through Instagram saying how, our friendship had an impact on her in that stage of her life, because she was also a refugee from Bosnia. We were from cities close to each other, but we were of different ethnicities, of different religions growing up. And so our nationalities were at war. And I don't know, I feel like being her friend must have triggered something in my parents, because they weren't very happy like that I had her as a friend. And I didn't understand why at the time. I was just very hurt by that fact, but Um, anyway, when she sent me those videos, it just I had no idea that she felt that way, and just hearing that coming from her meant so much to me. And she was showing me some of the things she said was, through all the moves that I've been through in the last, in my life since you've left, there's something I've always kept near and dear, and it's these little magazines I used to make for her. I think we had like a little club, like a little fan club or something that we made together, that we formed, and I made little magazines based on Diddle, which was like a little jumping mouse comic character in Germany back in the 90s. And so I made little magazines based around that character, and I even had little ads in there. She sent me videos of them and was flipping through them. And even in those magazines, similar theme to my journal, little Marissa was just looking for love. She was such a romantic at heart. She wanted her man. She wanted a man. Any man that would have her, she wanted him. Every story I wrote was about a love story, about two randos meeting and suddenly falling in love. And every other page in here is about a new love interest that I had, or a new crush or something. I mean, this girl was boy crazy, but not really because I wanted a boyfriend. I think I was really looking for, I was looking for, I don't even want to say attention, because while it looks attention seeking, there was more to it. I was clearly lacking something that I was looking for from these external people. Something that I did not feel at home, obviously. So love, maybe, safety, maybe, whatever it was, I was craving it and looking for it in lots of different places. So anyway, and friendships were a big way for me to find connection with people. So I had these friends growing up in Germany, and I was able to culturally acclimate there quickly, because I was able to learn the language quickly, and I was just able to live life there and kind of forget about home life and just focus on growing up and masking and learning all the things in my environment so that I could fit in and be part of the crowd. So then when we came to the US, I found community within other Bosnian people and other refugees, and again, people with similar backgrounds or similar stories to mine. And I felt like that always has been something I was looking for, like a common denominator, something that we could all have in common, and that made us all equal on some level. And then, so that's kind of how it started with my connections here. But again, I was just trying to fit in, and I was just picking up things from other people to try and emulate their personalities or their likes and dislikes, because I had none of my own. I didn't know what I liked or disliked. I had no clue who I was. And while here, so the Bosnian community was like some of the first people I met, and it's so damaging because we all came here around, not around the same time, but in the mid to late 90s, I think. Probably a lot of us came here, maybe even in the early 2000s, I'm not sure. But a lot of us that did come around the same time grew up with maybe, I don't know, at least myself and some of the friends that I had, we had very emotionally unstable and not very emotionally intelligent parents or families because of how we grew up. We're from literally a little village in a little Balkan country that still to this day is experiencing a lot of brain drain, which is where people with good degrees and educations leave the country because there's no future there, and economically they're just not doing very well. So yeah, we are from there, from a country. My grandparents were farmers, I think, from my dad's side. We didn't have much, and so he has a lot of siblings. I think he's one of 9 siblings, one of 9 kids, or one of 8 kids. God, I never remember. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. And yeah, with the parents being farmers, and all the boys that they only had 2 girls. they had no time to give those boys the attention they needed. Let's get real. So my dad probably grew up doing whatever he wanted with like no boundaries and no limits and just whatever. Needless to say, he did not even finish high school, I don't think. Him and my mom married really young. Yeah, lots of unresolved issues that they both had that they then brought into a marriage that they then brought on to their children that they had, myself and my brother. But anyway, all that to say that, I come from a very unstable household for a reason, and it's not their fault. It's not my mom's fault. It's not my dad's fault. It's, they were raised with the capabilities and abilities and, with the capabilities and what they were raised with, what their parents could offer them. Like they had what they had and they didn't have more. And they didn't have a lot of emotional intelligence, so they couldn't unfortunately pass that on to me and my brother. So we kind of were left to fend for ourselves growing up. And a lot of our childhood here in America was very unchildlike. Like we were not preteens and teens that had a regular preteen and teen life. Like we had to translate documentation and take our parents to the doctor and translate their ailments and other stuff like that kids should not have been doing. Like we should have been playing outside and, worrying what color nail polish we're going to wear the next day. But instead, like my dad didn't let me wear nail polish for whatever reason. As I started growing older, I started seeking communities just based on my interests, like internet came. Once I got the internet, I would look at online communities, join different chat rooms and whatnot. And then as I started getting even older, like some of the communities that I was a part of that made a huge impact in my life were the Outreach Community Center in Carroll Stream. They were a huge part of my life in high school and college. I was in one of a couple of their programs throughout high school, and then during college, where I earned a scholarship to attend college, which was life-changing for me because I actually wouldn't have been able to attend otherwise. They were such a great place for me because I found, actually, I think this is the last thing I'm going to do for this video, then I'm going to end it. But something I recently found was this fall 2008 edition of a little newsletter that the Outreach Center mails out. Featured me, and I wanted to read it because I thought it was neat. College Bound, a student's journey from Bosnia to Bloomington. It's a long way from war-torn Bosnia in the early 1990s to Illinois State University in 2008, but Marissa Dogic has made the journey with a little help from the College Opportunity Program and our generous donors. The Dogic family moved to Carroll Stream in 1998, and after starting in Wheaton North, Marissa enrolled in the college prep program at the Outreach Community Center. The first year of the program highly motivated me academically, Marissa explains. The coordinator was encouraging and always had positive things to say about school. While in the program, Marissa gained volunteer experience, explored her interests, and began to think about college. Marissa sought college advice from OCC staff. If I had a question about college, they knew how to help me out. That was important to me because neither of my parents had the opportunity to attend college, so they didn't know how to help me. Marissa's parents worked around the clock to support her new life in the United States, leaving little time to connect each day. OCC provided an outlet for emotional connection during this pivotal time of her life. I always had someone to talk to and ask questions about anything. I had somewhere to go when no one was home, she remembers. After graduating from high school and completing 2 years at College of DuPage, she transferred to Illinois State University, where she's currently a senior, thriving as a public relations major. This past summer, she completed a marketing internship with the Forest Preserve District of 𝐾𝐿 County. After graduation, she hopes to work in marketing or public relations. Marissa knows she's not the only one in her neighborhood for whom family and economic barriers make college a lofty goal. There are so many students in our neighborhood that have the willingness and excitement to go to college, but can't afford it. The College Opportunity Program motivates students to work toward their full potential, opening doors otherwise closed to them, doors that lead to the fulfillment of their dreams and goals. Marissa's story is a successful mix of personal determination and community generosity. She's forever grateful for the opportunities given to her, and she's committed to making the most of them. She says, knowing that people so close to us care about where we are going in life makes me want to work so much harder at everything I do. It makes me want to do everything to the best of my abilities to show them how much it means to my family and me. And honestly, I hope Vanessa watches this, because Vanessa was like, I think she was the Carol Stream, like, was one of the directors when I was younger in the program, and she really made a huge impact in my life. I don't think she knows just how much of an impact she really did make. And yeah, OCC was a place where I felt empowered, and I felt like I was given a chance to do something great, because my family couldn't give me those chances. Not because they didn't want to. They wanted to. That's why they brought me and my brother here. Like, they wanted to give us all the opportunities, but they didn't know how. They didn't have the tools. They just had the path. So that's what that is. Wow. I feel like I had a lot to say today, but then at the same time, like, I don't know where I was going. So communities and finding connections are so important to me, and Outreach Community Center in Carol Stream was one of the places that really helped me at a time where, I needed them. And I feel like certain people are placed in our lives for certain reasons, and Vanessa and all of OCC and Donald, who used to be one of our leaders there, just huge impact, positive impacts that they've made on my life. Yeah, I'm gonna end it there for now. Maybe in the next one I'll talk more about other communities I've been a part of that have impacted me in different ways. But yeah, Outreach, I was, as this article says, I was part of their program. I got a college scholarship through them, and they kept me on a good path. Like, on the weekends and after school when I needed a place, I went on college visits with them and made some really great friendships there and as well. So I'll leave it at that today. I got a little emotional, but talk to you guys next time. Bye.